I remember when the concept of streaming games wirelessly to a handheld device was kind of a wacky idea, and it was kind of made fun of by both people in the PC and the console community as something that's like, why would you want to do that? There's gonna be latency, there's gonna be degraded visuals and all that. But now there's all sorts of different handheld devices, like the PeakDo, what's it called? It's called the PeakDo 7-inch mmWave streaming handheld game device.
Say that 5 times fast.
And this device specifically is, as it sounds like, a handheld gaming device with no actual computer inside of itself. It's got controllers for its wireless receiver, and it's got a display, but it's meant only to stream games from other devices. So that's whether that be PC or console. I'm excited for this because I have been recently using my AYANEO Pro 2021 Retro Power, I think is what it's called. I won it at the LMG Christmas party. What a great company. And it actually has a Ryzen 5800 or 4800U in it, I forget. You can run games locally on it, but you can also stream games to it, and I've been using it for that quite a bit, so I'm excited to check this out. This device comes with a dongle, which is in here, I'm assuming. That's a power adapter. It comes with this HDMI dongle, which you plug into the HDMI output of whatever. It will stream directly 60 gigahertz mmWave wireless spectrum to this device. Let's take a look at the device itself. It is, vaguely Switch-like. It's got some vents on the top here and slidable controllers. I believe that they slide off in the same way that Joy-Cons do. So it's a little bigger than a Switch. I believe that this is a 7-inch display. I believe they said that the side rails are compatible with Joy-Cons. We're gonna confirm that right here. Oh, look at that! On the top, we have a power button. We have a check mark button that I'm not sure what that does. Maybe I'll find out later. A plus and minus button, probably volume. We got a headphone jack, very nice. And a USB-C port that looks like it's probably power. On the back, is this something? I don't know. We got the rails for the controllers, as I mentioned. On the bottom, speakers, I guess? 2 speakers on either side. I haven't seen another variant of the controllers other than this like kind of retro, see-through design, which is frickin' sweet. Let's slide them on here and see how it feels. We got our joysticks. We got our ABXY, just like the Switch. We got a plus and minus button here, just like the Switch. D-pad. A T button. Oh, turns out the checkmark button on the top is a enter/menu button. There's another button there. It's a circle in a square. Over here we got a house home button, and another T button. And then of course we got the bumpers and the triggers. Okay, what else is in the package? We got a USB power adapter, USB-C power adapter. Okay, we have a USB-C cord, 5 feet or so, using my objective measure. We don't need the lab. And there are USB-C ports on the bottom of each one of the controllers, I guess, to charge. There's no physical connector on the rail because, as we'll see in a moment, these controllers actually don't connect to this thing. They connect to the thing that's playing the game. We'll get into it. We also have a USB-A dongle, which is the Bluetooth adapter for the controller. Next up, we have the HDMI dongle. We got the HDMI connector here. We got a 5-volt USB-C connector. I believe that is for the USB-A cable that's going to also go into the system. We'll find out. There's a button on the back, which I guess is for pairing maybe. And then we have the USB-A to USB-C power cable. The device also comes with a screen protector, and this patch is the thing that helps you install the screen protector without having lint and crap and bubbles on your screen. Speaking of which, I haven't peeled the thing that I'm supposed to peel off this, so we're all learning things today. Ooh. Also, I didn't even mention, it's nice that it comes with this, it's like travel case, and with a zippered pocket and everything, and a doohickey to hold things in place. Delicious. It's time to turn this puppy on and find out whether the hype is worth the hype after this message from our sponsor. Newegg. Look on the sunny side of technology with Newegg and their wide variety of computer hardware, software, and electronics. Is your rig at home fried? Did someone poach your favorite monitor? Newegg offers competitive prices, fast and reliable shipping, 30-day hassle-free returns, and excellent customer service to ensure that you have the best shopping experience possible. Look, it all boils down to this. There's a reason Newegg is the go-to destination for all your tech needs. Check them out at lmg.gg/Newegg. Real quick, let's find out how much it weighs. 558 grams. Yeah, they say it's 380 grams without the controllers. 423. HDMI. Uh-oh, is it gonna fit next to the power adapter? Yes. The USB-C goes here, and then the A end goes into an A port, USB-A port. Setting up a device, something's happening. Multi-touch V5000 is ready to go. Is this the pairing button, or? If that's a button, it is not really responding. First, okay, let's try turning this thing on. Oh, it's already transmitting. I didn't even have to do anything else, although this is not right. Because this is the same tech used by 5G, mmWave wireless spectrum, it basically needs line of sight to the transmitter. So even this situation where we had the laptop here, there's the transmitter, and I put this down with the controllers, I had it resting on the table like that, it'll break. However, if you hold it in an orientation where the antenna, basically line of sight with the PeakDo logo on the transmitter, that's where the antenna is in the HDMI dongle, then Bob's your uncle. It is very responsive, which is the whole reason why you want to use a product like this, is this ultra low latency. When you use cloud streaming, you can take a streaming device into another room, lay on your bed, and play your games. You can't do this with this unless your PC will be in line of sight, so. The next step of the process is connecting the controllers. These are connected to the PC. Slide them in. Oh, I just covered the antenna, it's gone. Oh, touch control works. The USB cable that's plugged into the wireless transmitter here is not just to power the HDMI transmitter. I can send touch control information through the HDMI, which then gets sent to the dongle, which gets sent into the PC via the USB. Here we are in the game. I got line of sight, and the Joy-Cons are working. This is 1920 by 1200 here, and this is 1920 by 1080. So we got some black bars on the side here. I'm sure we could have the black bars here instead of here if we want to, but I'm just happy to be here. Also, this yellow border is because we're screen recording the laptop with OBS. Obviously, with any wireless streaming solution, you're going to have a little bit of latency, but I'm actually, I'm a little disappointed to see that the latency between me moving the controller and seeing how that changes it's very noticeable. The reason why there might be this latency still, despite using this fancy 60 hertz mmWave tech, is because these are regular Bluetooth connection for the controllers, which is going to the computer, and then it's sending that information back over the 60 hertz connection. I can verify that is why, I think, because when I use the trackpad, it's almost 1-to-1. There's almost no latency. See? If you connected a wired controller to your PC, you would have 0 latency. If you had a really long USB cord, maybe. Am I just not used to controller FPS? Come try this. Just move your view back and forth and tell me if that's normal.
This feels totally fine. Does it feel like I'm at a disadvantage, or my input is not real? No.
I feel like I'm at a disadvantage.
No, I feel like this is totally what gaming feels like.
Okay, so to Jake's point, I don't usually play with wireless controllers. Now I will say, as someone who regularly plays games streaming, I beat all of Jedi Survivor just streaming from my work PC to my AYANEO. I will say that this latency is more than acceptable. It's super playable. I could easily play this entire game with this amount of latency. It is just, given the claims made by this product, you say you have 0 latency, I'm gonna give you a bit of a hard time. Is that okay? Jeez. Ugh. What? Oh, it's a decoy. It's been so long since I played this game. So as I'm dying here, everything looks nice and sharp. There's a 1080p display, 60 hertz, and it doesn't seem to have any trouble, transmitting. I'm not seeing almost 0 visual artifacts. So the quality of you know, the streaming experience here is great. This device cannot just be used with PC. You can use it with consoles or basically anything that has an HDMI port. It's a wireless display. You can stream your console games. And we have a switch here. I'm gonna try it out real quick. So it's plugged in, it's powered by the USB cord, and we're getting a image on the display. As I said earlier, these rails are actually compatible with the Joy-Cons. So you can just slide the Joy-Cons right onto this thing that also looks exactly like a Switch. Why would you wanna do that? Oh, because when the Switch is plugged into the dock, it outputs full 1080p. Handheld, it's 720p only. How would you connect the controllers to your console? For the Switch, at least, you don't actually need the Bluetooth dongle. These will connect directly to the Switch, I think because they have the Joy-Con hardware ID. Now I'm going to put them on the PeakDo, and I am now using it wirelessly with the third-party controllers. Latency over the Bluetooth connection for the controller seems about the same. We're playing audio over the speakers and just to see how they sound in it. It's not amazing. Ah! However, there is a 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can use that instead. Oh, we countered, wow. Well, the experience here is great. I wouldn't buy this specifically for Switch stuff, but I mean, it's cool to see that you can do this whole like 1080p handheld thing. The 7-inch version is $350. The 11-inch version it is less bright. So this 7-inch has a max brightness of 500 nits and the 11-inch has 300 nits. The question is $350 worth it for a device that doesn't have an internal processor? It has a lot of limitations. You have to connect your controllers to the device that you're streaming from instead of just having one solution. Another limitation is the fact that you have to be in line of sight. However, the latency, at least for the visuals streaming, is very, very, very low. The consumer that they're targeting appears to be someone who has a PC or a console in the same room as the place where they want to stream it to wirelessly. They have a TV and they're with their partner or their friend and they wanna either watch something and play something at the same time. You can have shoulder to shoulder time with your significant other while also ignoring each other. I've done it! It's also a wireless display. You know, maybe you wouldn't use the 7-inch one for this, but I could see using the 11-inch as sort of like a, you know, secondary display for a laptop. There's options, but it is really hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that like someone would buy this instead of spending like a bit more and getting something like a Steam Deck. But that's gonna be up to you. A lot of things that I've been saying today are just very particular to me. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below if you are going to drop $350 on this, and tell me why.